I've noticed a little bit of a trend amongst the other Genshin YouTube content creators. They're going over their favorite 3 characters from each region, and I figured, I might as well try to get out ahead of the crowd of people that are going to ask me my opinion on this, and just go ahead and give the people what they want. I don't really know what the rules are. I think that like Lisa counts as a Mondstadt character. Chiori counts as a Fontaine character. Like even though she's kind of from Inazuma, so we'll go with that kind of assumption. Uh, Archons are on the table, stuff like that. So starting off at Mondstadt, my number 3, Mona. Listen, is she up here a lot because of her connection with Fischl? Maybe. But Mona honestly is an incredible character all on her own. She doesn't even need her attachment to Fischl to make this list, I think. I really like she's got a lot of personality. She's got a lot of stuff going on. She's spends all her money on divination books because she's obsessed, which is awesome. She's got her moral scruples about things. I really like that she only wants to read divination for like the right reasons, and who decides what the right reasons are? She does. Like that's just kind of how it is. I really like it. And then on top of everything, she's super emotionally supportive, which is fantastic for Fischl. Number 2, Venti. I love Venti. I myself enjoy an alcohol every once in a while. I don't know if Venti gambles, but Yumiko Jabami sure does, and they have the same voice actor, and gee golly, does that help Venti out. I like Venti a lot though, voice actress aside. Venti's Archon history is one of the better ones, I feel like. I like their relationship with Dvalin. I like Venti's relationship with Freedom. I think that the writers were kind of they did well with Venti. And number 1 here is Fischl. Of course, Fischl is incredible. I heckin' love this fantasy freak yapper. I love her. That's just how it is. Okay, some honorable mentions from Mondstadt would be Eula. I think the Eula mains are onto something. I really like Eula. I think she's got a lot going on. I liked her story quest quite a bit, and I like her vengeance this, vengeance that, thing she's got going on. I like Eula. Next one would be Sucrose. I like Sucrose. I like her sex dungeon. I like, whatever Kaya saw down there. I think Sucrose is fun. Anyway, and I like Sucrose's Wind Bloom event with Kale. That was a pretty dope event. It was actually the first like big event that I played whenever I started, or like it was the big event that came out when I started playing. So Sucrose will kind of hold a special place in my heart because of that. We can put Benny Boy up here because he's got a voice line that says Fischl is awesome. So, that's just, there you go. All right, Liyue. Hands down, my favorite Liyue character is Shinha. There's just too many things going on in her favor. I really like her story. I think she's awesome. I love how strong she is. I like her relationship to her family, and found family is a really powerful trope, and I like it. She also has a lot of gameplay things that I enjoy. I am a complete cryo simp, and she helps all the cryo people be more cryo-y, so I really like Shinha's playstyle. And so yeah, basically just everything about Shinha I enjoy just a ton, and I wish she got more screen time and stuff in events and and stuff. She got a lot of screen time in Archon. in the Archon quest, but you know, I want more events, stuff like that. And I want her to be on banner at some point, maybe. That would be cool. My number 2 is gonna be Hu Tao. I love Hu Tao. She's got an awesome personality, and she gets to be like super expressive all the time. Her relationship with Chi-Chi and Baiju is hilarious and awesome. And that's kind of it, isn't it? Like Hu Tao has a lot of cool relationships. She's got Chi-Chi and Baiju, but she also has like Zhongli, obviously. And whenever Kazuha showed up to town and they were playing TCG together, like I really like Hu Tao. And she also has one of the best Genshin one of the best Genshin trailers to date, I'd say. The number 3 spot in Liyue is a pretty tough call, but I think it's gonna have to go to Ningguang. She's got a lot of personality. She's got a lot of goals, ambition, attitude. I can't help but respect Ningguang, and she gets the spotlight in the Archon quest, and she totally deserves it, you know? She's got like 15 5-star characters working for her, and listen, like, she is great. I love Ningguang. She deserves this spot over the honorable mentions, I'd say. Honorable mentions being Yanfei. I love Yanfei. I think she's great. She's got a great personality. She's always it's always a blast whenever she shows up in like events and stuff. She's great. I really heckin' love Chung Yoon, my boy, and his popsicles and his pure heart are so fun. I love Chung Yoon, and he looks cool, dude. I love it. Like his I don't know, he does one of his idol animations is just the sickest thing ever. He like draws the peace sign in the air, and I don't know, he's really cool, and he's related to Shenhe, so you know. And then I'd say my another honorable mention I want to put in here is Yelan. I love Yelan. I love her 2 ninjas that follow her around. I love that she owns a gambling house that you know, pretends to be a tea house. I love it. It's really cool. I love Yelan. All right, Inazuma. We've got the wet socks herself, the princess, the second princess on the list. Listen, I know I criticize overworked waifus all the time. I'm all bark. I'm a hypocrite, you know, that's just how it is. I love Ayaka. She's nice and pretty. And it works on me, okay? I don't know. I really like Ayaka. She's awesome. I love her wet socks. I love her big forehead. I like her like political relationship with her brother. Like she, you know, she's like the forward, the face of the family, you know, and he's gotta do his scheming behind everyone's back or whatever. I think it's cool. I like Ayaka. You know, everyone else, not everyone complains about how much Archon time she takes. I love how much screen time she gets in the Archon quest. And it's okay that I'm a hypocrite about that waifu, because I love this waifu just as much. Yaimiko is awesome. I love Yaimiko. Her personality is incredible. She's a career woman, dude. She owns that publishing house with an iron fist, and I love it. I adore Yaimiko. Absolutely amazing character. I'm just gonna... And I think number 3 from Inazuma is gonna have to be Kuki. She kind of comes up here like with Ito, but you know, Kuki's the best, dude. She's strong and intelligent. She's got it all. Kuki is great. She's a really good free-to-play option for Hyperbloom, which everyone loves. I love Kuki. She's got an amazing relationship. She's one of those characters where her like interactions with other characters is always incredible. You know, every time she shows up at an event, I'm very happy, because her talking to anybody is always really fun. And of course, she's always, mostly she's talking to Ito, but whenever she ends up talking to other people too, it's great. And then for the honorable mentions here in Inazuma, it's going to have to be, where is he? Oh, yeah, Ito. Incredible character. I love Ito. Ito and Kuki together are awesome. Wow, it's going to be, I mean, Toma. I love Toma and Ayato, or Tomato. Hey, here in the shipping community, we love these two. Again, I love Ayato's like political nonsense. I think that's really cool. And then we've got to just pull another one out here with Sarah. I think Sarah is cool. I think she's a very cool character, and I love that she simps after Raiden so hard all the time. Just like on main, she is a Raiden simp, and that is hilarious, and I love it. So Sumeru has a lot of really good characters. It's kind of a tough top 3 to call in my opinion, but number 1's pretty easy. Dea is my favorite character in the game. I think she's the best written character. Her story quest is amazing. I love Dea's story quest. It's one of the things I think about, that like when why do I love Genshin? It's Dea. It's her and her story quest, her relationship with Dooney. This character is really just it. Like she's got it. I really love this character. Speaking of well-written characters, I think that the number 2 has to be the Wanderer. I think this guy, definitely our best villain we've gotten so far. I want to give the Wanderer the credit he deserves. I think that he is an incredibly well-written character. I have got some suspicions that maybe Oyoverse didn't quite do all of it on purpose, but the fact of the matter is, here on the other side, that he is a character that resonates with a lot of people. His journey of identity just really speaks to a lot of people, and it's fantastic to see that. I think that's incredible, and I really love seeing just the vast number of people latch onto him. And I mean, he's he's a really well written character. I think he's definitely our best villain we've gotten in the story. And as far as redemption arcs go, I think his redemption arc is fantastic. My favorite type of redemption arc here, where he has seen a lot of the errors in his ways, but that doesn't mean he's a nice guy, which really is like one of my favorite things about him, is that he's still an asshole. Like he found out that wiping people out is not the answer, but that doesn't mean he has to talk about the weather with you or whatever. Anyway, I love Farazan. I think Farazan is amazing. Her personality, I dig it, dude. I don't know what it is. I think it's really wholesome. She's like really nice, but also quite assertive. I don't know. She's great. I love her. I love the way she goes about things, man. Like she's got moral scruples, but she seems abrasive at first, but then she's like helping Kale learn how to read. So it's like, she's great, and she's she's like dedicated to her her school of thought, or like her academic school, and I think that that's really cool. Like she gets offered, like one of the things that she has to deal with is she gets offered a lot of money from like the other schools, wanting her to come like represent them instead, and she passes them up. She's like, no dude, I gotta do research for my school. And I don't know, I really like that. And she's really into trying to find pupils to like further her school. I think it's great. I really like Farazan's character. Honorable mentions here in Sumeru, I mean, obviously I've got to throw up Nahida. I like Nahida a lot. Her Archon quest, I think it's probably the best paced Archon quest in the game. I think Sumeru's storylines in general, like I think that's pretty much peak Genshin storytelling. I think Fontaine has better characters, which is really hard to believe considering. Anyway, I think that I think that its story is it's probably the storyline I cared the most about. I really like Tainari. I like Tainari and Sino, but Tainari's story quest is really good, and then it's like Tainari and Sino's interactions in the Archon quest are just they're really good. And then I've got to put Kaveh up here. Kaveh is fantastic. His personality is really fun. I think he's great. He's such a good person. Like my man is just out here trying to do good by people and create some art along the way. Like he just wants to be pretty. He just wants to make the world a pretty place and a nice pretty place, and people take advantage of him left and right, man. It's awful. Nilou, similar to Kaveh, like she's like willing to, I love that she's willing to like put her money where her mouth is as far as like arts go. She's out here, getting arrested for her dedication to the arts, and then that's in the Archon quest, dude. Like her story quest is just as cool. I really like her story quest. And then I mean Kale is, she's everyone's favorite character, right? In some capacity. We all love Kale. She's precious. She can do no wrong. I don't know. Everyone in Sumeru loves Kale. and everyone out here loves Kale. All right, the Fontaine characters are really funky to talk about, in my opinion, because it's like they are my favorite characters kind of like overall in the game. The amount of love I have for Furina is a lot, and it's generated in a really strange way, I feel like, because it's mostly out of like frustration. Like for example, her story quest, and I'm just going to use her story quest because if we talk about the Archon quests, I'm going to be here for an hour complaining. But, like her story quest is like, it's one of my least favorite things in the whole game, right? Like I cannot believe we spent so much time just watching the Traveler and Paimon just call her a loser crybaby for, for what she did in the Archon quest. I cannot believe it. And then it's like, they also gave us her song, which was incredible. That animated play was great, and that was really cool, except for the way we got there. The way we got there was like the most infuriating thing in the game. Like only bested by the way Furina was treated in the Archon quests. Like I cannot believe how poorly she was treated, and I think her character is incredible though. Like that's the problem, is just like it's not a problem, but it is a problem. I don't know why I'm backtracking on that. It's a huge problem. I hate it. I hate the storytelling in Fontaine really upsets me. But we get Furina out of it, and Furina is amazing. I love just everything about this little blue lady. Her willingness for like sacrifice is inspirational. I love it. She's got a very kind heart, and it's like in a very real way. Like it's one thing to like call someone nice, and it's another thing to like, like she sacrifices so much for other people, and and it's so like on her sleeve too. Like, no, it's not on her sleeve, I guess, but like we know about it because of the quest. So she is incredible. Number 2 has to be Navia. The story quest, or her story quest is great. In a way, it even has some problems. Navia is the reason the Archon quests were playable, basically. Whenever I was playing them, it's like I'm just waiting for Furina, but like in the meantime, we've got Navia, and Navia really like held down the fort. Like she was out there making macrons, having awesome dialogue with Malus and Silver, and like her relationships were really, they were really kind of the heart of the Archon quest, and that's really cool. I think that like for You know, the main character of Fontaine that's not Farina. Like she did very well. Number 3, and it's a very tough call, but we've got Lenny up here to represent the siblings. You know, Lenny, Lynette, Fermine, they are all incredible characters, and Lenny really encapsulates a lot of the reasons why, you know, their dedication to each other is awesome. Again, the way they're treated by the Traveler and Paimon in the story quests really grinds my gears, but, you know, that's the world we live in now, I guess. I'll get over it eventually. Maybe. I love Lenny. I think he's awesome. I love his dedication to his family. You know, him facing off against Risley in the Fortress of Meripede was really fun. And you know, I really like these guys. So for honorable mentions, I mean, I guess I'll put these guys up here, but you know, these guys are a trio, and they're number 3. I get to cheat a little bit. Chiori. I love Chiori. Chiori. She's only really been in like one event, but she's great, dude. I love her personality. I love her businesswoman attitude, and she's a character that is like really fun to see interact with anybody. You know, whenever she's in the movie festival event, like her interacting with Ayaka and Ayato is really fun. her interacting with that with the crybaby director was really fun. I love Chiori and all of her interactions. Charlotte. I love Charlotte. She's got a really awesome personality. She's out here doing her thing. You know, she's got a really good excuse to like talk to every character. And that's great. You know, it's a really good personality trait to have in like games like this. It's really cool. And then Clorand. We love Clorand. I'm a big Clorand enjoyer. Mostly because she is the only character in the game that's nice to Farina. So that's just kind of how it goes. You know, maybe I put a little too much value in that. Listen, that's just how it is. I make the rules. So here we are at the end of the video. This is my list. I could talk about these characters forever, and I will. You know, my favorite part of this game is seeing other people express their love of their favorite characters. It's just like the most fun thing in the world. I love seeing people talk about the characters they love and why. It's great, you know. It really makes me feel like it's a community. It really makes me feel like this game is like worth playing, you know, because it's like there's so many people talking about why they love their characters, and I don't know, it's just very inspirational to me to see other people talk about their favorite characters.